ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षै क्षिप्ताश्च कामादि तरंगमध्ये कृपामयी त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृंदे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
महाराज আজকে কিছু বলবে নাকি?
হ্যাঁ
महाराज কিছু বলবে নাকি আজকে?
বলে তো বলুক।
তো আগে বলবে আপনার থেকে না পিছে বলবে?
পরে বলবে।
ঠিক আছে।
दीक्षा किसको बोलता है? दिव्य ज्ञानम यतो दज्जत् कुर्यात् पापस्य संस्कारम्। दिव्य ज्ञान क्या है? जगत का जो ज्ञान है ये दिव्य ज्ञान नहीं। दिव्य ज्ञान होता है इस जगत का ऊपर का ज्ञान। जगत में समस्त प्राणी ये क्या करता है? शरीर सर्वस्ववादी। शरीर कोई व्यक्ति मानकर शरीर का तुष्टि के लिए प्रयत्न करते हैं, लेकिन शरीर कोई व्यक्ति नहीं है। यदि प्रश्न करे आप कौन है? मैं फलना व्यक्ति हूँ, हमारा देश ही है। यही सब जो परिचय ये वास्तव परिचय नहीं है, ये दिव्य ज्ञान का परिचय। दिव्य ज्ञान का परिचय है ततो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ति येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत् प्रजन्ति अभिसंग विशन्ति तद्वि जिज्ञास्य स तदेव ब्रह्म। ये ब्रह्म ज्ञान लाभ जितना भी प्राणी है जो जिसमें जीवित रहता है, जहाँ से पैदा हुआ जहाँ से जीवित रहते और अंतिम में जहाँ ही गोती है, ये विषय जानकारी करने का नाम है दिव्य ज्ञान। दिव्य ज्ञान में व्यक्ति कौन है? दिव्य ज्ञान का व्यक्ति है आत्मा। ये शरीर नहीं है, सूक्ष्म शरीर नहीं है। शरीर क्षणस्थायी, थोड़ी वक्त के लिए रहेगा, और इससे दीर्घस्थायी होता है मनोमय शरीर। मनोमय शरीर इसको बोलता है, जब कोई आ जाता है इसको बोलता है प्रेत। इस जगत में जिनका ज्यादा आसक्ति होता है वो अपना घर में आता है और बोलता है। ऐसा कोई कोई घटना देखा जाता है। एक व्यक्ति को अपना घर में आकर बोलता था, अपना दुख की बात बोलता था। उनका मुकाम था मेरठ, नाम था होतीलाल शर्मा। उनका पिता उनका घर में आते थे और इसलिए जो पंडित वगैरह है उनसे पूछते थे इनके लिए क्या करना। वो लोग भी इनका प्रतिकार करने के लिए कोशिश करता है, प्रतिकार करने के लिए कोशिश करता है। नारायण बोली कराया, विराट पाठ कराया, गुरु पुराण पाठ कराया, लेकिन पिता आना बंद नहीं करती। तब उन्होंने क्या करे, बड़ा दुखी है। गुरुजी गया दिल्ली में कमला नगर में, उन्होंने गुरुजी से मिला, सुना कोई महात्मा आया, वहां मिला तो बोलने लगा ऐसा हो रहा है। तो गुरुजी ने बोला हरि कीर्तन करो, महामंत्र कीर्तन करो 1 महीना, उसका बाद मेरे पास आना। अगर कुछ ना हो तो ये बताना। अभी वो व्यक्ति बोला हरि कीर्तन कौन करेगा, किसी को करने का जरूरत नहीं है, खुद ही करो। पति पत्नी मिलकर हाथ में ताली बजाकर एक महामंत्र कीर्तन करते रहो, 1 महीना बाद आके बताना। तो 15 रोज हुआ नहीं, वो आ गया गुरु जी के पास। बोला और कोई आता नहीं। तो इसका ये देखो फल देखो, 15 दिन हरिनाम कीर्तन करने से वो चला गया और आए नहीं। मतलब ये जो त्रिगुणमय शरीर में था, मनोमय शरीर में था, इससे उनका छुटकारा हुआ। वो जाकर भगवत धाम में गया। उनका तब श्रद्धा हुआ हरिनाम में, हरिनाम ग्रहण किया। तो बात होता है हरिनाम इसलिए बोलता है, दिव्य ज्ञान, दीक्षा होने से दिव्य ज्ञान प्राप्ति होता है। वही दिव्य ज्ञान, शरीर मनोमय शरीर मैं नहीं। तो मैं कौन हूँ? मैं भगवान का चरण कमल का दास हूँ। यही ज्ञान का नाम है दिव्य ज्ञान। शरीर धर्मी मनोधर्मी ये दिव्य ज्ञान उसका हुआ नहीं। और पाप क्षय होता है। पाप क्षय होता है कैसे? तो जब हरिनाम ग्रहण करते हैं तब प्राणियों के ऊपर अत्याचार नहीं कर पाता। इसलिए देखा जाता है शिकारी प्राणी को आधा मार के छोड़ देता और वो तड़पता, वो देखने से बड़ा आनंद होता। वही शिकारी जब नारद का कृपा से दिव्य ज्ञान प्राप्त किया, हरिनाम ग्रहण किया, उसका बाद एक चींटी को भी मारने का तैयार नहीं है। कैसे बदल गया? ये तो पुराण में पढ़ता। रत्नाकर लुटेरा था, जब हरिनाम प्राप्त हुआ तब तो वाल्मीकि बन गया। ये सब पुराण में पढ़ता होगा, लेकिन इस जगत में भी देखा जाता है। एक का घर में 1 महीना था गुरु जी, पूरा कार्तिक महीना। उनका शर्त है कि गुरु जी का रोज कथा में बैठने पड़ेगा, और कथा का वक्त फोन आने से भी उठ नहीं सकता है। तुम्हारा पुत्र अथवा मैनेजर ये फोन अटेंड करेगा। इसी शर्त में 1 महीना रहा, वो कहाँ नहीं जा सकता। आखिर में कोई व्यक्ति बदल गया। लोग सब उनका कर्मचारी बोलते थे गुरुजी को, महाराज आप हिरण्यकशिपु का घर में ठहरा है। उनका नौकर लोग उनको हिरण्यकशिपु कहते थे। बदला क्या? बदला नहीं, वो बदला गया। उनका बेटा भी बदल हो गया। तो इसका नाम दिव्य ज्ञान देना। अगर दिव्य ज्ञान ना हो तो मानना कि इनका दीक्षा हुआ नहीं। तो प्राणी का हिंसा रहेगा उस वक्त। वो जो पाप होता है, पापोच्च परपीड़नम, दूसरी को उत्पीड़न करने का नाम पाप। वो उत्पीड़न कर सका? नहीं कर सका। शिकारी ये भी नहीं कर सकता है ना। तो इसीलिए वो ज्ञान जब होगा तब जानना जो दीक्षा हुआ, नहीं तो दीक्षा हुआ नहीं। प्राणी को प्रति दया होगा, जीव का प्रति दया होगा। जीव कौन है? मनुष्य ही जीव नहीं है। जो जितना कुछ है, पशु पक्षी सभी जीव है। किसी का प्रति हिंसा रहेगा नहीं। अगर ये विचार जब आएगा तब समझना दीक्षा हुआ। अनुष्ठानिक बोल दिया ये दीक्षा नहीं। इसी का ही एक अंग एक होता है। एक अंग होता है संन्यास। संन्यास जब होगा तब क्या बोलने पड़ता है उसमें? विरजा होम करना। विरजा होम का मतलब हमारा ये शरीर रहा नहीं, इस शरीर संबंधी कोई कृत्य रहा नहीं। उस वक्त पिता माता का प्रति कर्तव्य, आत्मीय स्वजन का प्रति कर्तव्य ये रहेगा नहीं। इसीलिए वो संकल्प लेता है तभी उसमें त्रिदंड ग्रहण करते हैं। इसका मतलब क्या है? एक काय मन वाक्य तीनों को दंडित करना, शासन करना, उसका नाम त्रिदंड। उसका साथ जीव दंड भी रहता है, इसका नाम त्रिदंडी। ये होता है वास्तव में इसका ये है मुकुंद सेवन व्रत। प्रभु कहे सत्य यही भिक्षुक वचन, मुकुंद सेवन व्रत कैलु निर्धारण। मुकुंद का सेवा व्रत ग्रहण करना, निर्दिष्ट रूप से प्रतिज्ञा करके, इसका नाम त्रिदंड। आज यदि दूसरी को देखकर मैंने भी एक त्रिदंड ले लिया, ये त्रिदंड नहीं है। उसमें ही परीक्षा। जब ऐसा होगा, हर एक प्राणी प्रभु का है, तो प्रभु का संबंध में उनमें हमारा प्रीति स्वाभाविक आएगा। संबंध से ही प्रीति होता है। ऐसा कि एक गौ को आप पालन किया, उनका प्रति आपका प्रीति होगा। कुत्ता को भी पालन करो, उनमें प्रीति होगा। सिर्फ आपका ही होगा नहीं, वो गौ को भी आपका प्रति प्रीति होगा। प्रीति धर्म एक तरफ नहीं, दोनों तरफ से होता है। इसका बारे में बहुत दफा उदाहरण दिया था। ऐसा कि जंगल का जो लायन है वो भी उनका दोस्त को हिंसा करता नहीं। इसलिए नहीं करता कि हमारा फ्रेंड है, वो नहीं है। कुत्ता है एकदम दूसरी को ऊपर चढ़ा हो जाता है। मालिक ने वहां से आवाज दिया, अरे ये वो नहीं है, फ्रेंड है, इनको स्वागत करके जाओ। तब वही कुत्ता बदल गया, बदल करके अपना दुम को हिलाते हुए वो आगे आगे गया, वहाँ पहुँचा दिया। हमने गया था एक सिनेमा का पे करने वाला उनका घर में। पहले तो वो पानीपत में वो चना बेचते थे। हाँ, जाओ अभी चलो। आज के उसको भी दो बात बोलने देना उसको।
आप भी बोलेंगे?
हैं?
श्रील स्वामी महाराज जी का तिरुभाव तिथि।
हाँ, बोलो आप बोलो।
Maharaj, you have to move a little bit backward, please. Yes. Today, Srila Maharaj, he started speaking about Diksha first. That what is the meaning of Diksha, initiation. He mentioned the word Diksha means Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan यतो प्रद्यात् कुर्यात् पापस्य संक्षयम्. This is a process. Diksha is a process in which what happens, a person receives Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that the knowledge of this material world is not called Divya Gyan. That is not Diksha. In this material world, each and every person is called Dehatmavadi, Sharirvadi. Sharir Sarvasvavadi means they considered that their body is everything. They deal all those things which are made out of matter. They have nothing to do with anything else, not with the spirit. They are always engaged in collecting those things which are required for the body, for the maintenance of the body, for the health. All these things they are always engaged. If you ask them, what is your identity? Then they mention their name, or the name of their parents, their birthplace, and all these things. But this is in reality is not the identity of Jiva. The identity of Jiva is something different. Srila Maharaj mentioned that each and every one of us is having two different bodies, gross body as well as subtle body. Gross body is temporary, as well as subtle body also. But still, the time duration of subtle body is little higher than the gross body. But both of them are not our real identity. What is our real identity? For this, Srila Maharaj quoted one verse from Bhagavad Gita, Yato va imani bhutani, that does not matter how many jivas, each and every soul, from where they have taken birth, and by following which process they can really reach to that place which is meant for them, their permanent place where they can get happiness, peacefulness and full satisfaction. If one inquires about it, if one invests his energy in knowing all these things, then and only then he comes to understanding that who is he. That he is eternal servant of the Lord. This identity comes in them. Otherwise, most of the people, they identify themselves with gross body, very few with subtle body also, when they have some kind of experience like that. For this, Srila Maharaj gave one example, that one person, he came to his Guru Maharaj in Delhi, Hotilal Sharma. He was a resident of Meerut. He came to Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj and asked him that, Maharaj, my father, even though he left his body before some time, but because I see him time to time in my house, I think that he is not delivered. Even though he left this world, but still he is wandering here and there. He did not get deliverance, and I don't know what to do. Then Srila Maharaj asked him that, did you perform any activity for your father's deliverance? Then he mentioned that, yes, I have donated a cow, I have performed Narayan Bali, whatever was prescribed by Brahmins, I had done, but still no result is there. Then Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj, he asked him that, oh, you can perform Harinam loudly. Then he asked that, oh, who will do that? Then Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj told him that you yourself, along with your wife, you can sit in your house and perform this Nam Sankirtan while clapping. For 1 month at least you can do that, and afterward you come and meet with me. Then this person came after 15 days to him and said that since the day when we have started performing this Nam Sankirtan, my father has not arrived at all. So in this way he got deliverance. So this person got this experience that even though I can see a person who is having gross body, but at the same time he was able to see a person who externally left his gross body, but used to come because of his attachment with that house. He used to come there and was seen by his son. So his son was having some experience of a person who is having subtle body, but not of the soul. Then he received Harinam from Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj and came to understand all the subtleties of these things. In this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that because we are too much attached with this body, gross body, that's why we identify ourselves with that. But those who are having attachment for their subtle body, then they identify themselves sometime with that also, but rarely with Atma, with their own self. But those devotees who come in contact with pure Vaishnavas, they come to understand that they are not gross body, they are not subtle body. Who are they? They are the eternal servant of the Lord. They identify themselves with the self. This is called Divya Jnana. unless and until a person is having that, it is not considered that that person has received Diksha, even though externally he may have received mantras. But still he is not considered a person who is initiated to the spiritual life. Srila Maharaj mentions sometime that there are two different processes. One is called Anushthaniki Diksha, means a process only external, external process in which the essence is substance is not there. Can say like Srila Maharaj mentions, fire sacrifice is there or mantra given ceremony is there, but that is Anushtan only. That is called in the language of Srila Prabhupada, Kane Fu, means somebody has only blown air into your ears with those words. But in reality that is not Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan means when one comes to understand that I am not a Brahmin, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not Vaishya, I am not Shudra, I am not Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha or Sannyasi. I am the eternal servant of that personality who is the maintainer and protector of the gopis. When one comes to understand this, then and only then it is considered that he is received Divya Gyan. And then second thing Srila Maharaj mentioned, Divya Gyan yato dadyat kuryat papasya sankshayam. This process of Diksha is such that a person after receiving it, what happens to him? He does not harm any living entity at all. But to speak of human beings, not even to any other creature also. Like Srila Maharaj gave the example of a hunter, that even though he was a person who used to kill animal in such a way, shoot animal with his arrows in such a way that they were half dead and crying, lamenting, feeling so much pain. By seeing them in that situation, this hunter used to become so much pleased. But afterward, by the mercy of Sri Narad Rishi, he turned into such a person that he was unable to harm even the ant. And then Sri Maharaj gave example of Ratnakar, who afterward became Valmiki. He was a dacoit. He used to go and rob many things. He used to kill so many other people. But still afterward, by the mercy of Narad Rishi again, this person was also changed completely and known as Valmiki, a great devotee of Lord Ram. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that when one attains Divya Gyan, means he is able to identify himself with the Lord. And then when he identifies himself that I am servant of the Lord, that means Sambandha Gyan is manifested in his heart. And at that time, what happens? That he sees each and every other living entity as the part and parcel of Lord. That, oh, he is a part and parcel of my master. In this way, he is having relationship with that personality as a brotherhood. So that's why he is unable to harm anybody when Divya Gyan comes in his heart. In this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that this is a transcendental process. If somebody takes it seriously, then what happens? He is able to identify himself with the soul and at the same time unable to give any kind of pain to any other living being. This is called Diksha. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned in that same process, when somebody is in higher class, then he is being awarded with sannyas. Means now at this time he is going to take a vow. A person takes a vow that what I am going to do, I am going to accept 3 danda sannyas. Means from today onward, man, vakya, kaya, from he takes that through three things, with his words, with his body, in his mind, he will be using these 3 things to control himself that I have to use all these things for the service of Lord, nothing for myself. If senses, mind wants to indulge into anything else, he will giving them danda, means punishing them by not hearing them. That's why it's called three danda. Dand means punishment, and three dand means punishing these three things through one's own like will, that oh, I'm not going to hear you. Then and only then it is called sannyasa. At the time of sannyas ceremony, the kind of yajna which is been performed is known as viraja yajna. What is the meaning of viraja? Viraja, as we know, is a demarcation line in between material world and spiritual world. So viraja yajna means now I will not do any work for this mundane world. I will be doing each and every activity for that transcendental world. When he takes sannyas, a person takes this vow. At that time, he takes vow that I am having no connection now with those parents who have given me this body, with those relatives and friends who are having friendship with me only on the basis of this body. I'm not going to maintain any relationship with them. My only relationship is there only with those who are the servants of the Lord. And then Srila Mahārāja quoted the words of Srila Srimad Mahaprabhu, who mentioned that Prabhu kahe satya ei bhikshuk vachan. In Srimad Bhagavatam, a pastime is been mentioned of one Tridandi Bhikshu, who mentioned that what is the real purpose of taking sannyas? Mukunda Sevan Vrat. That means from today onward, I am taking a vow that I will be using my energy, my everything for the service of Lord Mukunda. If somebody takes sannyas just by seeing that oh, others have taken, if somebody takes sannyas, then it is considered that oh, now that person is superior, with that intention that okay, I will be also in a position where people will give me so much respect, honor. So then the real purpose of taking sannyas gets defeated. In this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that one must realize after coming while in the association of sadhus that their real relationship is with the Lord, and through him with each and every living entity of this material world, then and only then this process of Diksha gets completed. Hare Krishna.
টাইম আছে শিলা স্বামী মহারাজের সম্বন্ধে বলবেন তো? শিলা স্বামী মহারাজের আজকে তিথি তো।
अच्छा, वैष्णव का आविर्भाव तिरोभाव दोनों तिथि बराबर पूज्य। किस लिए? आविर्भाव में भी उनका स्मरण होता है और तिरोभाव में भी उनका स्मरण होता है। अविस्मृति कृष्ण पदार विन्नयो पचांग वैकुंठ गुणानुवर्धनी। वैकुंठ वस्तु का स्मृति हम लोगों का संपद और विस्मृति विपद। इसलिए हमारा परम गुरु जी को वैष्णव सार्वभौम जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी निर्देश दिया था, तुमने ज्योतिष शास्त्र में उत्पन्न है, इसलिए एक पंजिका प्रवर्तन करना जिनका नाम नवद्वीप पंजिका। उनमें सब वैष्णव का आविर्भाव तिरोभाव तिथि का स्मरण होगा। तो आज एक विशेष हमारा गुरुवर्ग पूज्यपाद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज का आज तिरुभाप्ति थी। तो इस स्थिति में उनका स्मरण करना, उन्होंने अपना जीवन में ऐसा दिखाया, सब प्रकार की चेष्टा करके कोई सक्सेसफुल हुआ नहीं। आखिर में जो उनका विचार आया, गुरुजी ने बोला था ये विदेश में जाओ, आउट ऑफ साइट आउट ऑफ माइंड होगा, तुम्हारा ये ऐसा परिजन के बारे में चिंता रहेगा नहीं। तो उन्होंने किया नहीं। बाद में वही उसलिए पश्चाताप हुआ, तब उन्होंने हो गया। हम लोग वहाँ वृंदावन में हमारा हॉल हुआ, तो उसमें बैठकर स्वामी महाराज, राघव चैतन्य प्रभु, गिरिन्द्र गोवर्धन प्रभु, ये सब मिल के वहाँ कीर्तन करता था। तब उस वक्त उन्होंने सब बोलते थे अपना बात। बाद में गया बाहर में, प्रथम बार सक्सेसफुल हुआ नहीं, असुस्थ हुआ तो चला आया। बाद में उनको पश्चाताप हुआ, जब मैंने गया था मरने के लिए, थोड़ा बीमार होने से भाग के आ गया, फिर दोबारा गया। जब दोबारा गया तब उन्होंने सक्सेसफुल हुआ, विपुल प्रचार कर दिया। ऐसा ही यदि वास्तव शरणागत हो तो उनका ऊपर भगवान का कृपा आ जाता है। उस वक्त आज कोई एक हुआ नहीं, थोड़ी दिन के अंदर में ही देखिए। तो एक दफा पूछा था, तिलक कितना देर तक दूर तक करना? उन्होंने बोला ये लोगों को मैंने विधि का ऊपर जोर दिया नहीं, कम से कम ऐसा आमिष भोजन तो छोड़े, दूसरी बात मदिरा पान तो छोड़े, सदाचार का प्राथमिक दीक्षा ये इनको बताया। और कभी कोई श्रेष्ठ वैष्णव का संग मिले तो इस श्रेष्ठ विषय में उनका ये होगा। मैं इतना ही कर जाता, सदाचार और वैष्णव वेश का बारे में उपदेश किया, ऐसा एक किया था। तो जब हम लोग उत्तर भारत परिक्रमा कर रहा था तो हमारा ट्रेन उस वक्त था सिद्धपुर में। उस वक्त पेपर में देखा जो उन्होंने चला गया, तो हमारा वहाँ एक ब्रह्मचारी, उन्होंने वहाँ चला गया वहाँ से। और जिसलिए मैं जिम्मेवार था पार्टी का, मैं नहीं जा सका, हमको रहने पड़ा, उन्होंने किया हुआ। ऐसा ही एक जीवन में ही दिखाया दो अवस्था। पढ़ा लिखा था, मैनेजर ही किया बटकिष्ट पाल का भी दुकान में, सब कुछ करके भी कुछ हुआ नहीं। जब भगवान का चरण में सर्वतोभाव से शरणागत हो गया तब उन्होंने एकदम सारा विश्व को हिला दिया। एक ही व्यक्ति है तो जितना जिसमें भी शरणागत होंगे उसमें भी किसको होगा। पहले उन्होंने भय करता था जोर से, पूज्यपाद केशव महाराज उनको संन्यास दिया, अरे जाओ उधर छोड़ो, आसक्ति छोड़ करके इधर आओ। और उन्होंने आया। ऐसा पहले था छिपी गोली में, बाद में दामोदर मंदिर में रहा। ये सब एक ये भी देखा हम लोग। तो जब शरणागत हो जाते हैं तब तक और कोई ये नहीं, भय रहता नहीं। उस वक्त भगवान षड़ैश्वर्याधिपति भगवान उनको अपना कर लेते हैं। तो जिनका षड़ैश्वर्य है उनका शरणागत होने से और कोई कमी रहता है? कभी रहता नहीं। एक जीवन में तो देखा दिया, जो रिश्तेदार वगैरह उनको अपना नहीं मानते थे वो भी उनका बोलने लगा, ये हमारा ये है, ये हमारा पोती है, ये हमारा पिता है, ऐसा। पहले तो नहीं बोलते थे। उससे तो हुआ हमारा गुरु जी ने देखा ऐसा ही, पहले ऐसा ही एक हुआ। और उन्होंने भी बोला था दो पार्टी को, ये आपस में ये ना करके एक साथ में मिल के प्रचार करो, महाप्रभु का वाणी प्रचार करो। तो वो लोग उनको नहीं किया। तो हमारा भी कुछ तो नहीं था, लेकिन हमारा मठ में जो कोई था प्रभुपाद का स्त्री तो असुस्थ होने से हमारा मठ से जैसा है व्यवस्था करते थे। हमारा मठ में भी तो धनी नहीं था, किंतु वैष्णव सेवा वो आदर्श गुरु जी ने रख के किया। तो स्वामी महाराज क्यों बहुत को ऐसा रखा। दीन बंधु बाबा जी यहाँ था, कैटरैक्ट हुआ, उनको यहाँ से कलकत्ता ले जा करके प्रसिद्ध डॉक्टर से आँख ऑपरेशन करा करके उनको अच्छा कर दिया। जैसा जैसा है, जो लोग जहाँ जहाँ रहते थे ऐसा आप करते थे। आखिर में स्वामी महाराज ऐसा करके ज्यादा दिन प्रचार नहीं किया, चला गया। इस वक्त अभी उनका नाम पर बहुत प्रचार है। उन्होंने जब तक था इतना ये नहीं था, बाद में हुआ। ऐश्वर्य वगैरह बाद में आया। इसलिए उनका एक भजन कुटीर बना के रखा मायापुर में, कोई फूस का हो रखा है। जैसा ऐसा हुई थी, बाद में ऐसा भी किया। तो आज उनका तिरोहा तिथि, उनका चरणों में प्रणत होकर उनका वही तो की कृपा मांगता हूँ। और उनसे जो शिक्षा मिला उसको याद करके उनका प्रति कृतज्ञता ज्ञापन करता हूँ। अभी बोलो इसको।
Earlier, Śrīla Mahārāja, when he was speaking about Vijnāna, Diksa, I forgot to mention 2 points in between. One thing Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned, that his Guru Mahārāja, once one person who was being called by his servants Hiranyakashipu, wealthy person having lot of money, but he was a miser person. For himself he used to have so many things, but for others he was never giving anything. That's why his servants used to call him Hiranyakashipu. So that person, he asked Śrīla Madhava Goswāmi Maharaj once that I want that you can stay at our place. And Śrīla Madhava Goswāmi Maharaj said, I can accept your proposal, but with one condition. that for 1 month I will stay at your place, and the time when I will be speaking Harikatha, at that time you are not allowed to go anywhere. You have to sit in the Katha itself. And if there will be any phone call for you, then your son or your servants, they are allowed to attend, but not yourself. You have to hear Harikatha. So that person, he accepted the proposal, and Srila Madhava Goswami Maharaj stayed at his house for 1 month, and that person completely got changed, became a very great devotee. So then Srila Maharaj mentioned, this is called Divya Jnana. A person who gives it, he is also having condition, and a person who receives it, he has to also hear the word of that personality who wants to give him Divya Jnana. He follows it, then and only then Divya Jnana manifests in that person. So in this way he gave this example. And the second thing, Srila Maharaj, when he was mentioning about Sambandha Jnana, that when a person is having Divya Jnana, his Sambandha Jnana awakens. At that time, he sees each and every person connected with the Lord, in connection with the Lord. At this point, Srila Maharaj mentioned that Sambandha is actually realized through both ends. Means a person accepts that yes, another person is my worshipable deity, and another person also accepts, yes, I accept you as my eternal servant. Then and only then this relationship goes forward. It happens from both ends. Like Srila Maharaj mentioned for the cow or the dog, that if you love the cow, then cow also reciprocates accordingly, even though she is animal. Dog also reciprocates if somebody loves him. In the same way, other creatures also. And that happens with Guru and disciple, Lord and the servants also, when Sambandha Jnana manifests. And then afterward, now Srila Maharaj started speaking about Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj on his disappearance day. First of all, Srila Maharaj quoted one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which mentions Avismriti Krishna Padara Vindayo. That verse is actually spoken about the Lord. That if somebody remembers the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Avismriti Krishna Padara Vindayo, what happens by that? A person, उसके बाद में क्या है? अविस्मृति कृष्ण पदार विंदयो खिनोति अभद्राणी satang sanoti. Means when a person remembers the Lord, what happens by that? That once kinoti abhadrani, all auspiciousness goes away. And kinoti abhadrani satang tanoti, that he gets more and more connected and attached with the Lord. And by the result of that, yukta vairagya manifests in his heart. And then he is in continuous remembrance of the Lord. All these things happens in one's life by remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. So Srila Maharaj always applies this verse for the Vaishnavas. That over there, even though it is spoken about Krishna, but it will come true first about the devotees, about Guru. Then and only then it is applicable for the Lord. Avismriti Krishna Padara Vindayo. Means first one will be remembering the lotus feet of Guru and Vaishnavas. And then it is possible for him to remember the Lord. That mind which is unable to remember Guru and Vaishnava can never remember Lord. A tongue which never glorifies Guru and Vaishnava is having no power to glorify the Lord in real sense. So in this way, Srila Maharaj quoted this verse, that this verse mentions that remembering the devotees is our wealth. By this, we can attain our highest benefit. And if we forget them, if we don't remember them, then that is the only thing which will be the cause of our unhappiness, our suffering. So that's why Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was being ordered by Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Mahārāja to produce a Vaishnava Panjika, Navadvip Panjika, Vaishnava calendar, by which they can know that when is the appearance and disappearance day of particular Vaishnava is there. So in this way, Srila Maharaj started mentioning about Srila Swami Mahārāja that today is the disappearance day of one of my Guru Varga, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Mahārāja. Whatever he showed in his life can be divided into two parts. First is a part where he shows that how even though a person may endeavor for many things, but still success can only come if Lord desires. That's why in his early life, he worked in so many different areas and always became unsuccessful. He even writes about himself also like that. That afterward he's saying that, oh, I considered that was the greatest mercy of the Lord. Because Krishna, he himself speaks from his through his words that a person to whom I become very merciful, what I do, I take everything away from that person and don't bring any success to that person in this world. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned the same person showed two different things through his life. Afterward, when he became completely surrendered, he surrendered at the lotus feet of the Lord. He remembered the word of his Guru. Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked him earlier that you go to the Western world and preach over there. But at that time, because of his responsibilities with his wife, with his family, he did not go at that time. Afterward, lamented. And again he started thinking that, oh, I have to fulfill the words of my Guru Deva. I must go. Even though at this time my body is old, but still I must go. So at that time when he went, before that he came to Vrindavan. Srila Maharaj mentioned how our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswāmi Mahārāja, he forcefully gave him sannyas, asked him to forget everything. Whatever you used to do about your family, now take sannyas, and gave him sannyas. He started living in Chipi Gali first, and then he moved from there to Radha Damodar temple. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned during that time in Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math was constructed, and he used to come over there, sit in the hall with some of his god brothers. Srila Maharaj mentioned the name of two of his god brothers, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu as well as Girindra Govardhan Prabhu. Along with those two devotees, Sri Bhakti Prasad Puri Mahārāja and Srila Mahārāja, they used to sit together and perform kirtan. Srila Maharaj remembered last year that how one time governor came to Vrindavan. He came to Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math also, and Srila Maharaj requested Srila Swami Maharaj that please you can stay with us and welcome the governor. So Srila Swami Maharaj stayed in Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, welcomed the governor and performed everything. So in this way, Srila Maharaj remembered that how before going to the Western world, he was staying sometime in Vrindavan. And the time when he left, at that time, one time he came back after his sickness. He was there for some time, came back, and then Srila Maharaj mentioned again once he came back to Vrindavan, he started feeling that no, does not matter. Even on the risk of my life, I have to go and follow the words of my Guru Maharaj. I may leave my body in Western world, even though that is not auspicious, that is not good. but still I will take that risk. But I will go and fulfill the order of my Guru Maharaj. I must go over there. So he again went over there. Once he was completely determined, fully surrendered at the lotus feet of Lord, and took this vow that at any cost I have to fulfill the order of my Gurudev. Then Krishna was merciful to him, and he met with great success. That kind of success came. Srila Maharaj mentioned that he was able to shake the world with his movement. So in this way, he did a great service for the mission of Srila Prabhupada and for the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that this particular thing also is noticeable, that when he was completely surrendered, then all the help, everything came from Krishna. This has also been witnessed in his life. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned that how one time he came to Chandigarh, another time in Hyderabad. Srila Maharaj met him in both these places, in Hyderabad as well as in Chandigarh. Srila Maharaj requested him to come to the Math and take prasadam over there also. So Srila Swami Maharaj at both places he accepted Srila Maharaj's proposal and came over there, spoke some Harikatha and took prasadam also. At that time, whatever exchanges were there, Srila Maharaj mentioned about that. First thing Srila Maharaj mentioned that the time when he came to Hyderabad, that was the early days of ISKCON. So much opulence was not there at that time. At that time, Srila Swami Maharaj, he was being asked by one devotee that even though we hear from the Shastras that if somebody is putting tilak on their forehead, then how long their tilak can go up to the place where their hair starts in their head, till that point. But we see some of your disciples, they put very long tilak even on their head. So at that time, Srila Swami Maharaj answered that for me, they are like very new. At least they are understanding the significance of putting tilak because they are beginners. So let them do that first. And after some time, we will teach them that how long they have to make this tilak mark. Srila Maharaj mentions another thing also sometime, that one of his god brother, Bhikshu Maharaj, who is in Vrindavan, Vinodvani Gaudiya even now, he was there once for the darshan of Srila Swami Maharaj. Sometime he used to go and play mridanga while Swami Maharaj used to perform kirtan. So he saw that a devotee who was sitting outside Srila Swami Maharaj's bhajan kutir, he asked him that, please wait. Guru Maharaj is doing his mantras and after that you can meet with him. And then this Bhikshu Maharaj was sitting outside and he saw this devotee who was sitting. He wanted to put tilak. Tilak was there in his hand, but he spit it on his hand first, and then putting tilak, like what you call this? घिसने लग गया तिलक को, rolling the tilak or whatever you call it, like on the spit itself as instead of water. Then Bhikshu Maharaj, he started saying that, Prabhu, what you are doing? And Srila Swami Maharaj, because Bhikshu Maharaj can speak some English, so Swami Maharaj was hearing from inside and he mentioned that, let him do that. At least he is putting tilak. He knows that he has to put tilak. Afterward, he will learn that also, that he has to use only water. So what's the problem? So in this way, he was so merciful. Srila Maharaj mentioned that he used to say that in this stage, because most of the people are new with me, what I am doing, I am teaching them Sadachara, the proper conduct of a Vaishnava, and teaching them something which one can teach to a neophyte person. And slowly, when they will grow up, we will teach them more. And the day will come when they will be able to meet with very great devotees. By the effect of that, what will happen? They will one by one grow up step by step and learn all higher topics of Vaishnava world. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that kind of vision he was having, which most of the people may not have, but he was having that vision, and with that vision, he taught so many things to his disciples, and one by one we can see the result now. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned that the time when Srila Swami Maharaj, he left this world on this day in 1977. At that time, Srila Maharaj was there along with Parikrama party in Uttar Bharat Parikrama. Means Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, in those days, they were not performing Braj Mandal Parikrama every Kartika, but they were performing Kartik Parikrama in Braj after every 3 years. And in between 2 years, sometime they used to go for South India Parikrama, sometime in Badri, like this Badrinath, Kedarnath, all this side they used to go for Parikrama. So the time when Srila Swami Maharaj left this world, Srila Maharaj was in the Parikrama of Uttar Bharat with many pilgrims. They booked the full train, and Srila Maharaj was completely responsible for that. And in the newspaper, they got this news that the founder of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, left this world. So they got the news they saw the news in newspaper itself. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that one of his god brother, Sri Mangal Nilay Brahmachari, at that time, he immediately rushed from that place. They were in Siddhapur at that time. He immediately rushed and came for the Samadhi ceremony of Srila Swami Maharaj in Vrindavan. But Srila Maharaj mentioned, because I was fully responsible for my service at that time, so I did not even consider that, oh, I have to go. Even though I wanted to go from my heart, but cannot make it. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that earlier, when he was living in his house, his wife, his son, they were not feeling too very much attachment for him. But afterward, the same people, they started mentioning with great pride that, oh, he was our father. Or the wife also started mentioning, oh, he was my husband, he was like this, he was like that. So then Srila Maharaj mentioning that this is the position of the material world. When they see that somebody is unsuccessful in material things, then they consider that, oh, we don't like this person is not good, this and that. But afterward, these same people, they get changed. One time, Srila Maharaj mentioned that was the time when Srila Swami Maharaj was still in his house and he was not having so much money with him. His wife and his son, they did not take care of him at all. At one time, he became very sick, and Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj, he took him to the hospital personally, and his disciples took care of him for many days. So Srila Maharaj mentioned those were also the days when wife and son, they did not want to identify himself as the member of their family. And afterward, the same people, they started claiming that, oh, he was our father, he was our husband, this and that. So in this way, Srila Maharaj remembered one another thing, that the time when he wanted to take sannyas, he asked one of the devotee of Chaitanya Math, I think our Gurudev used to mention, Shri Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj, that I want that I can take sannyas and preach from Chaitanya Math itself along with you. I can do everything and anything and everything under your guidance. Whatever you will tell me, I will follow that. Together we can preach, then and only then we can meet with great success. But still, his words were not been accepted. But afterward, when he preached, then each and every person was surprised. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that during Srila Swami Maharaj's time, when he preached and came time to time in India, sometime in Vrindavan, Mayapur, different places, Srila Maharaj was mentioning that how he was living in Mayapur in a thatched hut, First, his Bhajan Kutir, which still is there. At that time, that kind of opulence was not there. But he was very happy in living in that kind of situation also. But always engaged in preaching as well as Harinam Sankirtan, performing Harinam Sankirtan. So in this way, even though he did not preach for many years, maybe very short span of 8 to 10 years, but he did like such a miracle that everywhere now people know about him. In this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned today is his Tirobhav Tithi. I remember his lotus feet as well as I beg for his mercy, Ahetuki Kripa. Whatever teachings I have received from him, I remember that and feel indebted to him in many ways. Hare Krishna. कोई बात नहीं, इसको बोलना था. Now you can speak.